All right, so look, last time we talked about direct variation and we went through a couple of things. We're going to go through those questions again just to make sure you remember what I taught you. But since then, I had an idea of how to give you a better understanding of direct variation. Who's made Kool-Aid before? All right, made Kool-Aid? You ever made Kool-Aid? Okay, all right. You ever made tea? Okay, cool. So look, imagine you're making Kool-Aid and the directions say, I'm not talking about the water. I'm just going to talk about the mix and the sugar, okay? All right? It's going to say for every pack of Kool-Aid, add 2 cups of sugar, okay? All right. So if I'm making Kool-Aid and I use 1 pack, how many cups of sugar do I use? 2, right? Mm-hmm. 1 pack of Kool-Aid, 2 cups of sugar. That's the proportion. All right, the word proportion, that's what it is. It's 1 to 2. 1, 2, T-O, 2. Matter of fact, I would write it as 1, 2, 2. That's not really loud enough, so let me write it again. 1, 2, 2. 1 pack of Kool-Aid to 2 cups of sugar. 1 to 2. I can also write it like this. I can also write it like 1, and then I'll put those 2 dots there to 2. That means 1 to 2. We got that, right? Mm-hmm. So check it. What if I'm making 5 containers of Kool-Aid? So I'm using 5 packs. I'm using 5 Kool-Aid packs. How much sugar? How many cups of sugar do I do?
10.
You say 10? How'd you get 10?
I counted by 2.
You counted by 2.
Yeah.
And you said
2.
1, 2. That's you said like 2, 4,
Yeah.
6, 8, 10. Because we did 5 containers, right? Mm-hmm. So good. What you just did is you multiplied by 5 on both sides, right? 5 times 1 is 5. That means we're going to have 5 packs, right? And 5 times 2, we're distributing, right? We're distributing. We did 5 times 1, which is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. And that's going to be cups of sugar, right? Mm-hmm. 10 cups of azúcar, of sugar, right? All right, good. That's proportion. That's what direct variation is. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
That's all we're talking about is how we do this. So look, I have a son and a daughter, and my son ate much more than my daughter. So if I got my daughter 1 hamburger, I had to get my son 3 hamburgers. Mm-hmm. If I was going away and I wanted to make sure that my children had hamburgers for each day of the school week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, how many hamburgers am I getting my daughter?
Well, you said
5, right. How many hamburgers am I getting my son?
10. No, wait, no. Yeah. So
12. 12,
All
right?
Let's look at that. Let's play it out. Let's play it out. So
15.
my ratio, my proportion, my constant. It's the number that stays the same.
Uh-huh.
My proportion, my constant, my ratio was 1 to 3, right?
Yeah.
I give my daughter 1 hamburger, I got my son 3. If I'm going away for 5 days, then I'm also going to do the same distribution. What's 5 times 1? What's 5 times 3? 5, 10, 15. Good.
That's what I said. I said 15.
You said 15. I just want to make sure we got there right. So this is my daughter for the week, and this is my son for the week. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. What we call this number right here, we're going to call this number right here the constant. Mm-hmm. It's the number that stayed the same. These numbers changed, right?
Yeah.
This changed to 5, that changed to 15.
Yeah.
This stayed the same. Mm-hmm. This is what we call the constant. In algebra, we use the letter K for constant. Okay? All right, look, we use the letter X, and that means left or right, right? And we use the letter Y, and that means up or down. We use the letter K for constant. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right, now you're saying, Mr. Varner, why do they spell constant, which starts with a C, with a K? I don't know. And we don't have to worry about that. But that's called the constant, okay? All right, so here's the beautiful part about it. If we're trying to find out what a constant is, there's 3 equations that we can use. One is K equals Y over X. Now, we just talked about Y and we just talked about X. It's the same thing. It hadn't changed. Or we can use Y equals KX. All right, can you pause it? Yeah. All right, good. So, there's 2 equations, right?
Yeah.
And K is our constant. Y is up and down, remember? And X is left and right. Same thing here. Y is up and down. K is our constant.
X is left and right.
And X, ooh, did I mess up? No, X is left and right. You're right. Thank you for being ahead of me. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Again.
You're starting again?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get rid of this. I thought I got rid of that. Okay. So, here's where we get to the algebra. Here's where we get to the algebra, and our break is going to be in 1 minute. Remember that we said that Y equals KX and K equals Y divided by X. And we understand what that all means. Okay. Y varies directly with X. This simply means that we have a direct variation.
Yep.
All right, so we can get rid of that because that's confusing.
Yep.
We have a direct variation. All right, we have a ratio, we have a proportion. If Y equals 10 and X equals 2, what's the constant of proportionality? Remember I said portion or proportion?
Yeah.
I said proportion. I also said that proportion could be like, I can't remember what I said. But I use the term proportion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so portion means amount. So if I'm going to give you a portion of my candy, I'm not giving you all of my candy.
No, you're
giving me some
half
of my
of
candy.
it, like
right?
50-50 of it.
Could be 50-50, could be 60-40. You know, if I have 10, I might give you 3, and I'm keeping 7 because I'm greedy. All right. So portion means sum. Pro means a positive amount. So I'm not taking from you, I'm giving you more. All right?
Yeah.
So I'm giving you more than you had before, but I'm not giving you all of it. I'm just giving you a portion.
Yeah.
All right. So, but we can get rid of that because we already talked about proportionality. This is the K, right?
Yeah.
So, the question is, what is the K?
Constant.
Constant. So, X is 10, K equals,
Y.
Y is 10, thank you for correcting me, right? And
And
X
then
is
X.
2.
So X.
So really I'm saying K equals 10
10 over
divided
2.
by 2. So if I have 10 and I divide it by 2, what's my constant?
5.
5. So my K is
The 5.
5. I answered the question.
Mm-hmm.
I answered the question.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to answer this next one in 30 seconds. All right. Watch this.
Okay.
Y varies directly with X. I'm going to get rid of that because that simply means it's a direct variation. All right. Y is 20. So I'm going to say K equals Y over X. So K is 20
Over 5.
over 5. If I divide 20 by 5, 5, 10, 15,
15, 20, 20.
So how many fingers did I count?
20. No, 4.
4. I know that my K equals 4. That's the answer. That's direct variation, the first part of it. We got more to do, but that's the first part. Stop the video.